And then he says, but then you started saying the stuff you said, and I was just expecting jokes, and you said what you said, and I know what I got to do. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. What are you going to do, bro? And he explains to me, he explains to me that he is a fugitive of the law, wanted in other states. And he was just coming to the comedy show to get away from all this pressure. And then when I said what I said, he realized, and he asked me if I would help him turn himself into the authorities. The question I used to ask was, how can I get laughs from people?
Right.
But God changed my question to, what can I give to my audience? And when you ask that question, a lot of times the answer is another joke, but sometimes it's something a little more, because the audience may need something, whether they realize it or not. And that's when a message might come in about how awesome Jesus is, or a random comment to somebody. In the book, I think it's chapter 24, I was in Sacramento, and the short version, the non-detailed version of this story is I'm on stage, and I'm listening between the gaps, and I'm asking a question, what should I give? By the way, listeners, in your life, no matter what you do, there's gaps. My question to you is, what are you asking in between the gaps? Are you asking, what can I give? Or are you asking, what can I get? And if you don't know the answer to that question, I think you know the answer to that question. You're asking, what can I get, by default? So you have to articulate what it is you want to ask. So I'm in Sacramento. I'm doing the comedy. We're laughing. There's like 3,000 people there. We're having a fun time. And then I'm listening between the gaps, and I said something that I mentioned in the book as well about how life works. There's a setup and there's a punchline. Your setup is what you receive. Your punchline is about what you're called to deliver.
Yeah.
And I said, there's probably some people out here right now, you have something amazing to deliver, but you got to make a hard choice first. And it's okay. If God is telling you to make this hard choice and do this thing, you got this. He got your back. You can do it. Well, after the show, I do an autograph line, and security, I'm in the green room, and security comes walking up to me, and they're like, hey, there's this guy who really wants to talk to you. Like he got to talk to you. So I go out there. It's a white dude. He got on like a wife beater, and he looked like he was hot. But I'll get closer. I could tell he wasn't high. He actually had tears in his eye, which is normal at my shows for people, because we get, when you laugh, it's emotional. And then if I say anything deep, like you're probably going to start. Anyway, it's a good show. So I'm talking to this dude. I come out there and I'm talking to him like, hey, what's up? And he steps away from the security team. He gestures away. So I step away with him. We take a few steps. He said, man, it's just so hard out here, man. I came to this comedy show, man, because I wanted to laugh and just forget about all of this pain and this hurt that I'm feeling right now, man. I don't know what to do, man, but I just came to laugh and forget about things. This is what he's telling me, and I'm listening to him. And then he says, but then you started saying the stuff you said, and I was just expecting jokes, and you said what you said, and I know what I got to do. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. What are you going to do, bro? And he explains to me, that he is a fugitive of the law, wanted in other states. And he was just coming to the comedy show to get away from all this pressure. And then when I said what I said, he realized, and he asked me if I would help him turn himself into the authorities. So we called the police. The security guards had a squad car come around. We hug out, pray with the dude. He gets in the back of the car and drives off like the end of a movie or something and goes to prison. Now listen, had I only been doing jokes instead of listening between the gaps, there's no telling where he would be right now. There's no telling how this story would end. But I'm listening between the gaps. Again, everybody listening right now, there's gaps in your life. What question are you asking in between the gaps? It'll change your life and some other people's lives as well.